हेलो मित्रांनो, दोस्तों, स्वागत है आपका मेरे YouTube चैनल पे जिसका नाम है स्वाति गेमर। और मैं इस चैनल का मालक आ गया है आपको एंटरटेन करने मेरे एक और नए लाइव स्ट्रीम में। आज है हमारा डे 6 ऑफ शर्लॉक होम्स इन्वेस्टिगेटिंग। एंड एक्चुअली डे 6 कैसे हो सकता है, मेरे को वो नहीं समझ। आई गेस हमने एक केस 2 दिन किया इस वजह से, वरना पर केस अगर पर डे हम एक केस सॉल्व करते तो आज हमारा लास्ट केस होता। बट अभी है 5th वाला केस, जो देखते हैं कि क्या है। हम एक फ्रेंड से मिलने जाने वाले हैं और वहाँ पे हमें पता चलेगा कि क्या क्या सीन है, क्या है, वगैरह वगैरह। आई नो थोड़ा सीरियस गेम है और मैं उसमें थोड़ा फनी एक्ट कर रहा हूँ, बट क्या करें, मेरे को सच सच में समझ में नहीं आ रहा कि कैसे एक्ट करे, क्योंकि मेरे को ऑडियंस ही नहीं है। एक ऑडियंस हो, उनका कुछ प्रचार हो कि भाई ऐसा कर वैसा कर, बट नहीं, क्या करे, कोई दिखता ही नहीं है मेरे को। और बाय द वे हमारा एक और सब्सक्राइबर जुड़ गया है और उसका नाम नहीं आ रहा क्योंकि वो ऑफलाइन में जुड़ा है। तो अगर ऑनलाइन स्ट्रीम में आता है तो ऊपर हमारा सब्सक्राइबर का नाम झलकेगा। अभी नहीं झलक रहा। और वी हैव गोइंग टू 139 सब्सक्राइबर्स और हमारा जो गोल है वो है 150 सब्सक्राइबर्स। तो फटाफट अगर चैनल पे नए हो तो सब्सक्राइब करो, वीडियो को सॉरी लाइव स्ट्रीम को लाइक करो। और मैं हमेशा शॉर्ट्स अपलोड करने का कोशिश कर रहा हूँ डे टू डे। थोड़े इन्फॉर्मेटिव है, थोड़े क्रेजी फैक्ट्स है, तो मीन्स ज़्यादा टाइम नहीं दे पाते, इस वजह से वो इन वीडियो का इस्तेमाल कर रहा हूँ। वरना इनफैक्ट मैं एडिटिंग भी भूल चुका हूँ कि कैसे करते हैं वगैरह। बहुत टाइम से एडिट वगैरह कुछ कुछ किया नहीं है, टाइम ही नहीं मिल रहा, थोड़ा बिजी चालू है घर के बिजनेस में, थोड़ा हाथ बटाना वगैरह। तो ठीक है, विदाउट एनी टाइम वेस्ट, और क्योंकि ये सब तो कोई दिखता नहीं है, सब स्किप मार देते हैं, तो फटाफट हम शर्लॉक होम्स का गेम लॉन्च कर देते हैं। और यहाँ पे गेम लॉन्च हो गया है। स्क्रीन स्विच करते हैं। स्क्रीन स्विच करते ही हम हो गए हैं छोटे। और यहाँ पे शर्लॉक होम्स का मेन स्क्रीन आवत है, आवत है। शर्लॉक होम्स काश ये तुमको वो मिनी स्क्रीन भी दिखता जो मुझे दिख रहा है, बट अनफॉर्चुनेटली वो तो कैप्चर नहीं करता। ओके ओके ओके, वी हैव 7 FPS अभी से। अभी गर्म हो रहा है यार, बहुत गंदी वाली गर्मी है यार, बहुत गंदी। लिटरली आई गेस यहाँ पे अभी के लिए कुछ दिखा तो 30 रहा है, बट आई डोंट बिलीव कि 30 रहेगा। लिटरली बहुत बहुत गर्मी, इतनी ह्यूमिडिटी है ना यहाँ पे, नहीं बोले। देखते, तो लेट्स, तो वी हैव क्लियर्ड दिस एंड दिस। तो अभी ये एक न्यू केस खुला हुआ है। 1 2 3 4 केसेस हम, ये 5 केस हैं। तो और कुछ ऑप्शन तो है नहीं शायद। तो फुल स्क्रीन वगैरह भी ऑफ करो तो ठीक है। शैडो, अरे अरे, पोस्टर प्रोसेस ठीक है, गामा बीमा ये सब डिटेल्स क्वालिटी बस इतना सब कुछ करते, क्योंकि बहुत बहुत ज़्यादा लैपटॉप ये हो रहा है। एंड आई गेस वॉल्यूम जो है, वॉइस वॉल्यूम म्यूजिक जो है और लो कर, इस हटा ही देते म्यूजिक को रहने दो। इफेक्ट जो है ना थोड़ा कम करते, क्योंकि इसके वजह से लिटरली मेरा ये जो साउंड है वो नहीं आता। एम्बियंट साउंड भी हम 30 कर देते हैं। लिटरली मैं सुनता हूँ मेरे स्ट्रीम बाद में। लिटरली लाइक वो उसमें ना मेरा वॉइस कट हो जाता है, लिटरली कट हो जाता है। तो ये हो गया। हाउ टू प्ले है गेम, गेम प्ले में कुछ है, माउस सेंसिटिविटी है, लेफ्ट स्टिक जॉयस्टिक ये वो वगैरह वगैरह कुछ है। वी लॉन्च द गेम टू अप्लाई। ओके, ठीक है, तो फटाफट एक काम करते, रीलॉन्च करते, ज़्यादा टाइम नहीं लगेगा शायद से। जब रीलॉन्च हो रहा है गेम। पांचवा केस, और ये है कुछ बॉटेनिकल गार्डन में, तो देखते हैं कि क्या क्या है। अगर इंटरेस्टिंग रहा तो मे बी इसमें मैं बॉटनी का हैशटैग दे दूंगा। और मेरे बॉटनी के कुछ फ्रेंड हैं, तो वैसे तो इतना नॉलेज तो है नहीं बॉटनी का। इनफैक्ट मैं अभी लाइक जूलॉजी का भी नॉलेज भूलते जा रहा हूँ। मुझे थोड़ा ब्रश अप करना पड़ेगा ये सब चीज़ों में। ओके, तो ग्राफिक्स हैज़ बीन कंटिन्यूड, और ये हमारा गेमिंग ईयरफोन देखो, लिटरली इसके छिंदी छिंदी कर दिया है मैंने। क्या ही बोले, बस इतना पार्ट बाकी है, तो ये भी क्यों रखना, ये भी निकाल देता हूँ। और लिटरली यार मस्त, मीन्स इसका कंफर्ट और जो साउंड क्वालिटी है ना, बहुत मस्त है, बहुत। मुझे शायद से 1 डेढ़ साल होने आया। बस इसका ये है कि ये थोड़ा इरिटेट करता है, ये चीज़, ये इसका ये है, क्या बोलते हैं, म्यूट अनम्यूट, फिर वॉल्यूम वगैरह वाला बटन है। तो ये सब जो चीज़ें हैं ना, ये वाला मीटर ये बहुत अड़कते रहते हैं मेरे इसमें। मैं थोड़ा क्लमजी हूँ ना, तो फटाफट ईयरफोन पहन लेते हैं। ओके ओके, और यहाँ पे केस चालू।
Well, I'll admit that I'd far rather accompany you than remain alone here with these workers of yours.
ओके ओके, तो चलो, हमने देखा कि हमको जाना है यहाँ न्यू केस में। अभी तक कोई क्लू नहीं है कहाँ जा रहे, किससे मिलने वाले हैं, तो वहाँ पे जाके ही पता चलेगा। हमारा कोई एक फ्रेंड है बॉटनी वाला, उसको मिलने जा रहे। अरे 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 अरे, इतना क्यों लैग होता है, इतना नहीं होना चाहिए। तो ओ माय गॉड, एफपीएस ड्रॉप। और लिटरली मैं हाथ रख रहा हूँ ना, तो इतना गर्म हो चुका है कि
Well, Holmes, here we are at the Royal
लेट्स
Botanic Gardens. There's no doubt that this place is beautiful. But are you really intent on investigating the theft of the plants?
Yes, of course.
मीन्स आई डोंट नो व्हाट हैपेंड। ठीक है, तो वही बोल रहा था कि यार लैपटॉप इतना गंदा वाला गर्म हो चुका है ना, शिट, बहुत गंदा वाला गर्म हो चुका है। लेट्स सी। अरे अरे अरे,
Don't touch anything else, is that clear? Just go and get a bucket of fertilizer. And without turning it over this time. Good day to you, gentlemen. How may I help you? If you are here for a visit, please do come back on Sunday.
I am afraid that it cannot wait. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is my friend and colleague, Dr. Watson. We are investigating the theft of plants that took place here 5 days ago. A remarkable collection, I believe.
So you're the one in charge, eh?
A small favor for a friend. Now, to whom do I have the pleasure of speaking?
I am Martin Hamish. I am the Deputy Director of Kew Gardens. And that fellow yonder is Albert. He works here.
I am delighted to meet you. What can you tell us about the plants?
They were rare and exceptional plants. We presented them at our last exhibition. We haven't removed the stand yet. It is still in the large glass house. We only learned of their disappearance the evening after the exhibition, and nobody saw anything.
No doors were forced?
No, but I would imagine that for a thief it would be fairly easy to gain entry, for there are no guards here.
Well, if you don't mind, we will take a look. Now, you say that it is in the large glass house.
Yes, the one just behind me. Just a second, since Albert has nothing else to do. Albert, show these gentlemen where the exhibition was held.
How many people work here?
Only myself, but occasionally 2 students, Albert, whom you have met, and Miss White.
ओके, तो यहाँ पे पिछले हफ्ते आई गेस चोरी हुई है, जितना
Here it
मुझे
is.
समझा।
This is the place where the stolen plants were exhibited.
Thank you. Is there something the matter?
Yes, there is. All right, the plants were valuable and rare, but seems to me that the tragedy that took place here only 2 days ago has been entirely forgotten already.
What tragedy are you referring to?
The director of Kew Gardens, Mr. Montague Dunn, he died here just 2 days ago.
We're very sorry. We were not aware. The two of you were good friends?
He was my father.
Oh dear. Our condolences. We should not be troubling you. Please do excuse us for the intrusion.
You say that he died here, in the large glass house?
Holmes?
Yes, just here, near the door to the colonial collection. He suffered a heart attack, just like that, so suddenly. It was terrible. Excuse me, gentlemen, but I cannot remain here. If you need me, I'll be in the reserve. That's the room next to the front of the large greenhouse.
Of course, we understand.
यार पीसी बहुत गंदा गरम है। ओके, तो जितना मुझे पता चला है अभी क्लू मिला है, तो ये है एक बॉटनिकल गार्डन
According
है।
to Albert, this is where his father, Montague Dunn, was found dead.
ओके ओके ओके। तो यहाँ पे एक एग्जीबिशन हुआ था और यहाँ पे प्लांट सजा के रखे थे और वो चोरी हो चुके हैं। और अभी जो असिस्टेंट हमको आके असिस्ट किया कि यहाँ पे रखे थे वगैरह, उसके फादर जो है वो यहाँ पे लाइक हार्ट अटैक से सफ़र होके गॉट टू स्लीप। सो ऐसा पूरा सिनेरियो है। तो लेट्स
The plants were
फर्स्ट
here.
एग्जामिन
All of
द
them were stolen.
ओके। सो जितना मुझे लगता है कि 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 इतने एरिया में एटलीस्ट
Do not touch.
20 to 30 प्लांट्स तो रहेंगे। ओके
What should we do next, Holmes?
ओके, तो ये हो चुका है और ये सब ग्लास में रखे हुए हैं। सो लेट्स
This sign is broken. Something heavy was dropped upon it.
ओके, देयर इज अ फुटप्रिंट।
These boot marks are fresh. It appears as though someone was dragging their feet. The traces are thinner in some places. The footprints reveal that someone staggered here.
ओके, और ये क्या?
Fragments of a flower pot. It fell down here.
ओके।
Soil. It should have come from a flower pot. The soil on the side of this flower shelf is the same as that on the ground.
ये कैसे पता? ओके, ब्रोकन पॉट यहाँ पे
This
है।
pot was broken fairly recently. A flower pot recently fell down from these shelves and was misplaced.
ओके, और यहाँ पे जो
The
है
door was smashed at shoulder
क्रैक
height.
किया, लिटरली ऐसा मारा है।
This
और
door handle is new. It was recently changed.
हैंडल चेंज किया है फिंगरप्रिंट की वजह से, मैं मोस्ट प्रोबेबली। और ये है वो
The
ब्रोकन
ensconce
लेज
was
कि
breached
जहाँ पे
through the
ऐसे
handle.
भूफ करके मारा
The
था।
door was forced from the inside of the colonial collection room. The handle was changed afterwards.
I think we need to inspect the colonial collection room.
Blood. Someone fell violently against this
ऐसे
side, and they were
धूप।
injured in the clash. Most likely a head wound. All the clues around here are quite suspicious. I need my imagination to make sense of it all.
अरे अरे अरे, ओके लेट्स सी। तो ऐसा हुआ, उसने बम्बार्ड किया, बूम। ओके, जोर से उसने मारा ऐसे यहाँ पे। ओके, वो दरवाजा खुला और फिर उसने यहाँ पे ऐसे हाथ रखा, वो गिरा और फिर धुपुक। ओके ओके, तो दिस इज, तो या या ऐसे हुआ, फिर ये, और फिर यहाँ पे गिर गया।
This reconstruction reveals a disturbing fact. Montague Dunn damaged the door of the Colonial Collection Room.
He was in a panic, or the door was locked. Was it an accident, or a murder then, I wonder? I think we need to inspect the Colonial Collection Room.
ओके, ये कारपेट पे क्या लिखा हुआ है? To the glory of the colonial empire. Okay. Oh,
According to this, they have light and moisture control in some parts of the building.
okay, okay. Temperature और moisture है.
Very strange. Half of the Colonial Collection is absent.
ऐसे कैसे? Oh,
The smell is strong. It is a detergent.
wow. Okay.
These windows were perfectly cleaned.
Just क्या? Stone clip.
This broken fragment was the result of a heavy blow. A fragment of marble, most likely chipped from a statue or sculpture. Part of this greenhouse was emptied and thoroughly cleaned.
कौन कर सकता है? So we have a clue. Okay.
This is one of the outlets of the ventilation system.
तो बंद करना चाहिए कि नहीं? और कुछ है? ये भी नहीं. ये ये सब प्लांट्स है. Okay, the Cape colonies.
These plants come from all the territories of the British Empire.
मशरूम. अपना जिन्होंने पोकेमोन देखा उनको पता रहेगा कि ये कौन सा पोकेमोन है. तो फटाफट कमेंट करना कि ये कौन सा पोकेमोन है. ओह, पिक्चर प्लांट. नाइस. ये भी अच्छा है. एलिफेंट क्राफ्टर. नाइस नाइस. बोया प्लांट्स. Let's see what clues we have. Okay, Dund was trapped and emptied. Is it? Okay, it is a clue. Where perform an autopsy on the one due the death of the suspicious. Why had he forced the door of the colonial? Why had someone cleaned the? Okay, Okay. तो ये सब तो हो गया. प्रैक्टिस है यहाँ पे. ओके.
Let's go to Scotland Yard.
देखते हैं यहाँ पे क्या है. एनीथिंग एल्स? नो. ये डेस्क है.
According to
और
this,
ये
they
है.
have light and moisture control in some parts of the building.
ओह, ओके. वहाँ पे मॉइस्चर और टेम्परेचर था, और यहाँ पे भी वही है. और कुछ. ओके, यहाँ पे सब पाम ट्रीज है. ओह नाइस. बहुत मस्त बना है यार. वाह. एक लैडर है. ये कहाँ जाता है?
Can I help you, gentlemen?
ओह, इसके पास. और अच्छी.
Farmhouse.
Can we talk a little bit about the incidents? Uh,
Do you work here?
Yes, but part-time only, for I'm also studying botany at the University of London.
You're following in your father's footsteps, then. That is commendable.
Well, even if botany is not my strongest suit, there are people who say that I could be a good manager.
okay, not bad. Okay. So, red eyes. Okay, consume of grief. Saving cut है. Oh, यहाँ पे. Right. और क्लीन हैंड्स, यप, एक बॉटनिस्ट काम कर रहा है यहाँ पे, क्लीन हैंड है।
Thank you, young man.
मे भी
We
इसी
shall see
ने।
you again soon.
Excuse me, but I have to tidy up this room.
हाँ हाँ हाँ। ओके, यहाँ पे एक स्विच है, यहाँ पे सब है। एंड वी आर आउट अगेन। वाओ। ओके, तो यहाँ से बाहर निकले।
Locked.
यो, ये कहाँ पे?
Locked.
नर्सरी।
Nursery.
ओके, और तू क्या बोल रहा
Let's
था?
go to Scotland Yard.
तो स्कॉटलैंड यार्ड यही है ना? नहीं, ये तो क्लिंग्स गार्डन है ना कुछ तो। हो, ये तो ओपन है, और ये उसके बाहर वाला सीन। ओके, गॉट इट। तो यहाँ से हम ने किसी को तो देखा तो रहेगा, या किसी ने उसको तो देखा रहेगा, चांसेस आर देयर। और ये क्या है? मैप है। ओके।
Colonial collection. Water
यहाँ पे
lily greenhouse.
एग्जीबिशन। ओके, ये है फार्म
Farmhouse.
हाउस, और ये
Director's
है
office.
ऑफिस।
Cloakroom and laboratory.
ओके ओके, ये
Nursery.
है नर्सरी। नर्सरी से होके हम यहाँ पे जा सकते हैं, राइट? नहीं। हम्म।
Seed house.
ये हम अभी यहाँ पे, तो अगर वो साइड जाएंगे तो वहाँ पे ऑफिस वगैरह आएगा।
Ventilation system.
हम्म।
Dry tropics.
ओके।
Locked.
ये भी लॉक है। ओके, ये रुक रही है बाबा।
Locked. Seed house.
हम्म, पता है, चल।
There is a smell of burning.
हम्म, वाह, इसीलिए आजू बाजू घूमना तो चाहिए। हम है यहाँ पे।
Ventilation system.
और ये सब देखने से अच्छा हम कुछ तो सीन है यहाँ पे। बर्निंग वाला स्मेल तो आ रहा
Locked.
है। ओके,
Seed house.
ये है वेंटिलेशन। यहाँ पे कुछ जल रहा है? नहीं।
A ventilation system. It should regulate the temperature of the staff buildings.
राइट। ओके, बर्निंग स्मेल कहाँ से आ रही है? ये क्या है? ओ,
Dry tropics.
ओके, यहाँ पे कैक्टस वगैरह है। ओके,
These flower pots are beautiful. They are intended to.
वाओ, मस्त डिजाइन बना है।
The
ओ,
symbol is not from Kew Gardens.
हाँ का नहीं है ये? ओ भाई साहब।
Dry tropics. Water lily greenhouse.
ओहो, तो हम फिर से यहीं पे आ गए। नाइस। ये क्या? ओ, द लिस्ट
Here
ऑफ
is a list of the
प्लांट्स।
stolen plants.
10 प्लांट चोरी हुए हैं। ओके, चलो, एक और चीज मिल गई हमको। अब हम जाते हैं बाहर की तरफ, और बाहर जाने के लिए हमको यहाँ से फिर यहाँ से फिर क्या भूल भुलैया बने। ओके, चलो इससे पूछताछ करते हैं कि क्या मिलता है हमको। पहले इसको चेक करेंगे आराम से। फिक्स है, आयोपिया है इसको। ओके, डर्टी कॉलर, डर्टी क्लोथ्स, गार्डनर्स हैंड, यहाँ पे ब्लूज वगैरह है थोड़े बहुत। अनमैरिड,
Albert told us about the tragic death of Mr. Dunn, the late director of Kew Gardens.
Tragic indeed. His heart attack was quite unexpected.
वाओ।
Would you unlock the doors for us?
Do you expect to find the stolen plants there? I am sorry, but those rooms are private.
Thank you, Mr. Hamish. We shall continue our investigation.
वाह वाह वाह, ऐसी बात नहीं है कि भाई मेरे को यही चाहिए। अरे ये किधर है ये? हेलो, अरे
Let's go to Scotland Yard.
तू हट ना जरा, हट ना, हट। उठ 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 उठ। हे
Excuse me, but I have to tidy up this room.
ओके ओके। हायला रड़ रड़ बोलते हैं, ठीक है। स्कॉटलैंड यार्ड इधर क्या है मेरे को नहीं पता। मुझे थोड़ा टेम्परेचर नहीं रे।
I asked Inspector Lestrade to take Montague Dunn's body to Scotland Yard.
It's ready for autopsy then.
वो पुलिस स्टेशन अपना। अरे यहाँ पे ये
Mr. Holmes?
मिस्टर पुलिसमैन।
A very good day to you, my friend. Is Inspector Lestrade in?
I'm sorry, sir, but the inspector's absent at the moment.
ओह ये ठीक है, मैं चला ऑटोप्सी में। और
Mr. Holmes?
मिस्टर पुलिसमैन, लेट्स सी यहाँ पे क्या क्या है।
A
उसका
beautiful
पेन
feather
है।
pen of a good make. This watch is of great value.
यार ये वॉच मुझे दिखनी चाहिए। थोड़ी नींद तो आ रही है मेरे को। आज आज मुझे नींद आ रही है क्योंकि आज मेरी नींद हुई नहीं है कंप्लीट। ओके, टू मिस्टर फैन, एनी डायरेक्टर ऑफ द एंड सन्स company, my friend, your poster of great exhibition at New Gardens are very beautiful, but it's surely unnecessary to mention all of that stuff. Oh, my patient. Okay, और ये क्या है? Two card of Mr. Dune.
A membership card for the London Crest Club.
बड़े लोग और उसके सोच ले, ठीक है। अच्छा, यहाँ पे नहीं जा सकता मैं। चलो, पोस्टमार्टम।
First of all, let us carry out an external examination.
तो पहले हम फेस देखेंगे, सबसे पहली चीज फेस देखेंगे।
There is an
यहाँ पे
injury to the
फोरहेड पे
skull,
मार के जो
most
हमने
probably caused
इमेजिन
by the
किया था।
fall in the water lily greenhouse. The vessels and the pupil of the eye appear quite normal. The air from
Yep.
the lungs carries a faint floral aroma.
ओके, बिकॉज लाइक हार्ट अटैक आ रहा तो ऐसे होता है ना, लाइक मोस्ट ऑफ द
There are no
केसेस में।
suspicious marks upon the chest. Let us finish our external examination so that we can proceed with the autopsy. No redness, stings, or bruises.
गार्डनर का है।
Nothing suspicious here. Now, let us examine the internal organs.
ओह यस, क्या हमको एटॉप्सी करने मिलेगी? यार हमें क्यों नहीं मिल रही एटॉप्सी करने? ओके एटलीस्ट हमको ये तो मिल रहा है. ओके सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल हम हार्ट चेक करेंगे.
The heart's blood vessels show no pathological signs. The heart tissue shows no visible pathological signs.
तो जो हार्ट अटैक की साइंस है वो नहीं दिखा रहे ना. ओ
The tissue on the inferior lobe of the right lung is damaged, most probably caused by toxins from an unknown plant. The lungs are congested and edematous.
ओके so liver is also I guess normal.
The liver tissue is brown. There are no visible pathological signs.
वही बोला मैंने.
The liver is enlarged. It would seem that he was suffering from an alcohol addiction.
Oh, okay. Stomach is little bit
There
green.
is a small amount of content. It appears that he breakfasted lightly, only a short while before his death. The stomach tissues show no visible pathological signs.
Oh. The organs में lungs.
Suspicions have been substantiated. Montague Dunn, the director of Kew Gardens, died from poisoning. Plant poisoning, to be more exact.
You mean
Yes, it is murder.
we should inform Lestrade?
Yes, but do remember, Watson, that I discovered the murder. The challenge is mine.
The challenge, Holmes?
We need to locate that deadly plant. Such a perfect murder appeals to me.
Murder of any kind appeals to you. Is that all we need to do?
No, we also have the people working at Kew Gardens. Martin Hamish and the son of the victim, Albert Dunn.
And also Miss White, of whom we spoke with Mr. Hamish. Should we bring them all here for interrogation?
No. A few innocuous questions at Kew will suffice, as well as a discreet delve into their personal affairs. Yes, Watson, it is time now to open the doors.
Even those in the staff building. I suppose that is necessary.
We should also be concerned with the victim himself. After all, we don't know very much about Montague Dunn.
You're enjoying this already, aren't you?
More than a little.
So what are the clues we have? Dunn was trapped and poisoned. Of course. So what we lead with? After being trapped in his home by the killer, Monson was affected by inhaling the various. Yep. Where did that go? Okay, okay. So
What
now,
should we do next, Holmes?
you will make me put. Find the stolen plant from the last exhibition and find the plant that was killed. Inspect new garden stuff buildings. Find out who killed. Yep. So these are the objectives. Let's see. अभी क्या होता है? हेलो है. मुझे चाबी चाहिए. फटाफट से दे.
Mr. Hamish, can you explain to us what happened to the colonial collection? It seems somewhat depleted.
But, most likely maintenance work, tidying up.
You're not sure, then? But you're the deputy director.
Well, I am busy. I cannot be everywhere at once.
As deputy director, how was your relationship with Montague Dunn?
To be honest with you, Mr. Holmes, it could have been better. You see, every Tuesday he would carry out his inspection of the gardens, but it was solely to make an impression, great pretense that he cared at all. He would give out absurd orders, ignoring anyone else's opinion. He would then disappear for the rest of the week. He was what some might call a man of action. I'd say rather he was overzealous and chaotic. So after all, it was no wonder, perhaps, that he ended up like that, if you take into consideration his kind of lifestyle.
You mentioned that Mr. Dunn led a particular lifestyle.
Well, it's no secret that he enjoyed, celebrating, shall we say? He was a member of the London Smart Set. He was famous for it. That
And
he had an eye for the ladies, to put it mildly, Mr. Holmes.
बड़े लोगों का शौक.
what is your opinion of Albert as a student of botany?
He's useless. I often tell him so, and I can only give him cleaning tasks. Botany is not his life's work, and his father well knew it. He was furious about it.
He was.
Oh yes, he forced his son to work here, and he never missed an opportunity to criticize him publicly.
Are you able to elaborate on that?
Well, for example, with our last exhibition here, Mr. Dunn had Albert make a presentation speech. But then, while the lad was speaking, Mr. Dunn interrupted him, asking him difficult questions, making him look like a failure. It was with the intention of making a fool of him, Mr. Holmes.
That must have been terribly humiliating.
Yes, he was crushed, and he had to leave. Everybody was making fun of poor Albert. That is, except for Miss Margaret White, who is such a nice lady and who always takes pity on Albert.
You mentioned a Miss White. Would you tell us more about her?
She is a student who works here part-time. She is quite charming indeed. She possesses a great talent for botany. You should take a look at some of her experiments that she carried out in the laboratory. Ah, if only she were not so naive.
Why naive?
The way she used to flutter around Mr. Montague Dunn. And why, he couldn't help but be flattered by all her attention. How could an intelligent woman such as Miss White not see through his game? I can only scratch my head and wonder.
Mr. Hamish, can you tell us who holds the keys to the locked greenhouses?
That would be Albert, Mr. Dunn's son. Yes, Albert keeps all the keys, and one can only imagine why.
What do you mean?
Well, he was never interested in Kew Gardens before. And now all of a sudden he is trying to act as if he owns the place. I think he wants to take over the management here. He'd do better to leave that to me. He has no experience. No, none at all.
Tell me, Mr. Hamish, do you grow the more deadly variety of plant here?
You mean insectivorous? Yes, but nothing larger than that.
Thank you, Mr. Hamish. We shall continue our investigation.
Okay. So let's see. हमको मिलने जाना पड़ेगा उसको. चाबी दे चल. Albert, चाबी दे.
We noticed that a part of the colonial collection has been cleared.
Ah, at the moment I'm just dealing with the storage room. I don't know much about the other rooms.
I imagine that your relationship with your father may have been a strained one.
Yes. I cannot say that he was a kind man, for he never listened to me at all. He forced me to work here. But now, after his death, I've been pondering it over. Perhaps he wasn't so wrong about me after all. I have to follow his path, and I have to manage Kew Gardens. And I can do it. I can be as good as any other who works here.
Who is Miss Margaret White?
Ah, she is the young lady who studies with me. She visits here sometimes to help out with the greenhouses. In fact, she should be here today. She wanted to work at the seed house, That's the small greenhouse across from the large glass house.
Would you please tell us about Martin Hamish, the deputy director?
Well, I have to tell you that Mr. Hamish is not and has never been the deputy director of Kew Gardens. My father would not have tolerated it.
Indeed? That is most interesting. He told us that he was.
Yes, because he believes that the management should be passed down to him now that my father is dead. But in actual fact, Mr. Hamish only has the honour of being the garden's longest-serving employee. In fact, if we are to think logically at all, it should be me who takes over the management of Kew Gardens.
Do you not have a good relationship with Mr. Hamish?
I suppose so. But we have very little in common. Mr. Hamish loves his plants and Kew Gardens, and I cannot say that I share his passion.
I see. And how was his relationship with your father?
Oh, he hated my father. It was obvious. He would be furious whenever my father boasted of Kew Gardens in the newspapers or at conferences. He was convinced that my father was stealing all of the credit for himself. But my father treated Mr. Hamish in the same way as he treated anyone. Dismissively. With indifference.
Do you hold the keys to all of these locked doors?
Yes, you can have them. But I cannot give you the keys to the cloakroom. The employees' effects are private. I am sure you understand.
Thank you, young man. We shall see you again soon.
Okay, so we got the keys.
What should we do next, Holmes?
हाँ मेरा असिस्टेंट मेरे को पूछते रहते हैं वाह चल है जन आना चाहिए मेरे को एक फाइट मारना है रे इसको
Just be careful with the plants during your...
Locked.
चलो ऑफिस में तो आ गए डायरेक्टर्स होम यहाँ पे ग्लव्स है हैट है
Newspapers discussing
Newspaper.
Kew Gardens.
और लेटर ओह
Champagne. Montague Dunn had good taste. French wine. A remarkable vintage. A photograph of Montague Dunn and Reynold Hamish.
Oh, this is something interesting. Oh. Oh, okay, got it. ये यहाँ पे then this. Oh shit. Oh यार. Okay. Okay, so 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 Oh shit. Okay, okay. 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3. Okay. 1 2 3 4. Okay. Probably. Oh, नहीं नहीं. 1 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 and then 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5. Okay. ये तो हमने सेफ तो खोल लिया है. Let's see what is there. A letter. Okay. यार इसने क्या क्या करके रखा है यार. एक और लेटर. वाह वाह. क्या ही बोले. ये पक्का कुछ तो झोल झोल झपाट वाला सीन था.
I suggest that we don't tell Miss Margaret White about this document.
अरे बाप रे. ये सब.
What should we do next, Holmes?
Let's see. Miss White and Mr. Dunn had recent disagreement when Duke was planning to release Miss White from her position at the new garden. Can be. Take a second. So now we selected that. Take it. So now what is this?
Locked.
Okay. Laboratory table.
There was a bottle
Red
here.
bottle.
It left behind a trace of the substance that pervaded the laboratory.
Gold dust? Good heavens. What's it doing here?
The gold is almost immune to chemical attacks, so it may be a valuable auxiliary for various experiments.
Yep.
Why
Yep.
would
Yep.
anyone perform such experiments in a botanical garden?
Who knows? अब वो मिस
Several
वाइट
drops
आएगी
of the
तब पता
substance were
चलेगा.
spilled. Someone carried this bottle around. Several drops of the substance were spilled. Someone carried this bottle around. The bottle is no longer here, but it is possible to detect a faint scent. We need a good nose.
हमारे त्यागी आएगा यहाँ पे डॉगी. यार क्या क्या सीक्रेट है ये बहुत बड़ा केस होने
A
वाला है।
botany book.
क्या लगता है कि मैं सॉल्व कर पाऊंगा?
This student's book belongs to Albert.
हम्म अल्बर्ट यहाँ पे आके गया इतना पता है। ओह
Gloves. Waterproof aprons. Everything one might need for self-protection.
Do they grow dangerous plants here?
ओह नो।
It appears as though the protective equipment is missing from here. Such masks are generally worn when dealing with toxic chemicals.
यप यप। अब ये है ओके यहाँ पे नाइस। और यहाँ पे क्या है देखते हैं एनीथिंग एल्स।
A phonograph used for voice recording. Remarkable.
Yes, this is quite a modern laboratory.
ओहो
And it seems clear from these multiple experiments that plants do respond to their environment and have a form of consciousness. Margaret White, February 1895. Report number 245.
Study report.
Martin Hamish's perception of plants. The notion of communication in the plant world has long been considered marginal, yet I remain convinced that some plants do indeed transmit chemical signals in the event of attack.
A study report by Martin Hamish.
ओहो ओके। और यहाँ पे क्या
Chemicals. A sufficient quantity for some serious experiments.
यहाँ पे कुछ है? ओहो यहाँ पे अल्कोहल का फॉर्मूला है बेंजीन। ओके नॉट दैट मच बट ठीक है।
This is a table for experiments. It resembles my own.
ओह माय
Only this one is
माय
kept in good order, Holmes.
वेरी फनी।
What should we do next, Holmes?
यहाँ पे कुछ तो बाकी है।
I don't hear anything.
और कुछ तो बाकी है।
I don't hear anything.
And it seems clear from these multiple experiments that plants do respond to their environment and have a form of consciousness. Margaret White, February 1895. Report number 245.
Study report.
कुछ तो है जो यहाँ पे ऐसे आ रहे हैं। ठीक है अभी के लिए तो स्किप दबाएंगे एंड लेट्स गो
Locked.
यार।
Holmes, Albert Dunn didn't give us the key to this door.
It does not matter. We will open it.
हाँ लॉक पिकिंग नाइस ये तो मेरे को पसंद है। एक सेकेंड हम इससे शुरुआत करते हैं। ओके यप ओके हुआ ये हुआ ओह ओके um, हाँ ये yep okay हमने लॉक
Open
लिया
the employee's cloakroom.
ओके यहाँ पे बैठने की जगह है
Miss
मिस
White's locker.
ओ आई गेस हमको नहीं
A draft of the letter that Miss White sent to her parents.
ओके अरे रे ज्वेलरी बॉक्स ओहो यहाँ पे कुछ है
These jewels must be worth a small fortune.
यहाँ पे शर्ट है
Apparently, Miss
डिप्लोमा
White is a capable student.
और ये एक और लेटर है ओके एल्बर्ट में लेटर लिखा है
A vanity purse. It is of high quality.
ओके यहाँ पे कुछ यहाँ पे भी यार कितने लेटर्स है यार इतना सब अगर मैं इतना पढ़ाई करता तो मैं टॉप नहीं मारता अब तक हर एक इसमें ईयर में ओके सही बोले ठीक है अब ये और ये है तो लेट्स सी पहले कि वाइट स्टडीज एंड ठीक है I heard white studies and social studies were completely dependent upon the oh okay अभी
Albert's locker.
एल्बर्ट ओ बोट वगैरह है
Specialist articles on shipyards and ship construction. Albert Dunn has a great passion for shipbuilding and the sea.
सी
A rejection letter from the British Royal Naval College.
ठीक है इतना सब कुछ नहीं पढ़ेंगे let's see कुछ है यहाँ पे ओह
Young Albert
फोटोग्राफ
standing with a woman in front of London University.
नाइस और ये
Martin Hamish's locker. A review on rare and exotic plants. Martin Hamish has written several pieces.
ओके एक्सोटिक्स प्लांट्स और स्पीशीज अगर इसमें स्टडी
Martin
है
Hamish studied chemistry. Interesting.
ओह अरे यार कुछ क्लू नहीं मिल रहा मुझे पता है
Father and I. Kew Gardens.
नहीं हो गया ओके और
What should we do next, Holmes?
अब क्या, अब नेक्स्ट निकालने का? और क्या, ये सब तो कंप्लीट कर लिया आपने, और कुछ क्लूज तो मिल नहीं रहे। देखते हैं अभी। अभी जो है हम जाएंगे
Locked.
नर्सरी में, ओके, और नर्सरी में हम देखेंगे कि क्या क्या है वहाँ। लेट्स सी।
These young plants must be delicate if they are kept in the nursery.
ये तो मेरे को भी पता है, कुछ नया बता रही है। ओके, टेबल पे भी कुछ, ये किसका है?
A glasses case. It is empty. A thesis written by Martin Hamish. This area serves as Martin Hamish's office.
और इधर कुछ है? ओह, यहाँ पे कुछ तो था।
We can see the interior of the colonial collection room from this window.
ओह, ओके। मेरे को मार्टिन पे शक आते जा रहा है। और यहाँ पे भी है, वेंटिलेशन सिस्टम टाइप है। ओके।
The seeds of plant species are stored here.
और कुछ है यहाँ पे, जैसे कि ये, या फिर ये क्या है? अरे तो हट रही है। तो यहाँ पे कुछ है? नहीं, यहाँ पे कोट है। नथिंग, नथिंग। ओके, तो ये ओपन कर लिया हमने।
Seed house.
ये सीड हाउस में
Open.
फुल जास सेम सेम। ओह, मिस वाइट, हेलो। ओ यार, वेयर आर योर मैनर्स शर्लॉक होम्स? पहले जाके ग्रीट करने का कि हेलो, एक्सक्यूज मी,
Good day to
सॉरी
you,
टू
miss.
डिस्टर्ब
You
यू।
have some very beautiful plants here.
Why, thank you, sir, and good day to you too. But
Oh, I do beg your pardon. My name is Dr. John Watson. This is my good friend, Mr. Sherlock Holmes.
I am honored to make your acquaintance, gentlemen. My name is Margaret White. Excuse me, but are you Sherlock Holmes, the great detective?
Yes, I am he.
What a pleasure to see you here at Kew Gardens. Are you working on a case?
लेट्स पहले एग्जामिन। हे एक्सक्लूसिव परफ्यूम। ओहो, टेकिंग स्मेल ऑफ परफ्यूम्स एंड ऑल्स। ओह दैट अनमेर, अनमेर, अरे रेडनेस नहीं दिख रहा तुझे? ये सब, यप। पुअर फैमिली। ओह यस।
Yes, a theft of plants that took place here a few days ago after their most recent exhibition.
Oh, yes, of course. I quite forgot about that.
Oh, it's quite understandable that you might forget about the theft of the plants, miss, after the tragedy that took place here.
Yes. The director was a truly good man. It is such a terrible misfortune.
Do you work here?
Part-time only. I am a biology student at the London University. I attend the same classes as the son of Mr. Montague Dunn. That is how I found my chance to work here for part of my thesis, you see. It is a great honor.
How well did you know Mr. Montague Dunn?
He was a master, a great leader. I saw him almost as a spiritual father.
He had an exceptional nature?
Oh yes, indeed. He was always so active and so optimistic, and very nice to me. Although he could behave harshly towards his son.
Why so?
He loved his son dearly and wanted the very best for him. It made him extremely demanding. Albert, who is naturally shy, suffered because of it.
Would you happen to know why part of the colonial collection was cleared?
No, I have never been there.
Most of the doors in Kew Gardens are locked. Do you have a key to this room?
Oh, yes. Albert gave me a set of duplicate keys. He agreed I might carry out my studies without disturbing him. It is only temporary.
Thank you,
कुछ
miss.
तो लफड़ा
None of
है
the 3 people
एल्बर्ट
who
के
work
दिल
at
में.
Kew Gardens know why half of the colonial collection was cleared. So, someone is lying. It is obvious.
वो तो है, वो तो है. अभी तक क्लू तो मिला नहीं है. तो अभी यहाँ पे ये करते हैं. लेट्स इंस्पेक्ट समथिंग. यहाँ पे सीड्स है, न्यूज़पेपर्स है, ये है, वो है.
This is one of the outlets of the ventilation system.
यहाँ पे सीड जर्मिनेशन के ऊपर है. मिस्टर
These
वाइट.
leather gloves are new and of good quality. They do not appear to have been used. A book about ships. Nothing at all to do with plants. Materials for college study. They belong to Albert. This place serves as Albert's office.
And
From
the
here, we are
window.
unable to see the interior of the colonial collection room.
और यहाँ पे हाँ. और यहाँ पे रूट जर्मिनेशन लीफ के बारे में है. ओके. और कुछ ये यार्ड है. ये ड्राई प्लांट्स है. बस नथिंग एल्स. यप. Hey Albert.
According to
Oh.
this, they have light and moisture control in some parts of the building.
ओके. तो ये
Dry
शायद से कुछ ना कुछ तो हिंट रहेगा इसके ऊपर भी. तो अभी तो सब ये हो चुका है. लेट्स सी यहाँ पे हमको कुछ मिलता है. नहीं, ये साइकिल के.
a water tank.
और कुछ है. ये पानी है. ये
A ventilation system. It should regulate the temperature of the staff buildings.
बट क्या
A ventilation system.
ऑब्जेक्ट ऑफ द इंटरेस्ट क्यों है ये?
Staff buildings.
वो भी तो बता दो. वो नहीं बता रहे. यार मेरे को सारा भी क्लू नहीं मिल रहा. ये केस शायद से हम गड़बड़ घोटाला करने वाले कुछ ना कुछ. ये ऑफिस चेक कर लिया, ये सब चेक कर लिया. अब क्या? हे, चलो इससे बात करके देखते हैं कुछ मिलता है क्या. ऑफ कोर्स इतना इन्वेस्टिगेशन किया.
Mr. Hamish, was someone from your family connected with Kew Gardens?
Family? No. I'm the only one with a passion for botany.
कुछ तो गड़बड़ है दया।
I do not think so. This photograph of you and your father at Kew Gardens suggests the opposite.
But you have no right to.
Do tell us more about your father.
He was, indeed, the greatest botanist of his time in the British Empire. He worked together with Montague Dunn until the end of his life. He brought me in at the age of 12.
Did he get on well with Mr. Dunn?
No, I couldn't say that. They expanded Kew Gardens together, that was all. And it was all my father's work. For Dunn always lived the high life.
So Mr. Dunn was not helping your father?
Oh, yes, he provided the financial support. And as far as he was concerned, that fulfilled his role. But the worst of it was, he declared himself as the master.
चलेगा मेरे को। गेम फिर से लॉन्च करना पड़ेगा। यप। लेट्स होप कि कुछ वेस्ट ना हो यार। शिट। ओके, फटाफट रीलॉन्च हो जा प्लीज, और कुछ लॉस ना हो जाए। सेव नहीं किया है। आई होप वो कन्वर्सेशन के बाद सेव हुआ रहेगा। यार खतरनाक गर्म हो रहा है, पता है गाइस, बहुत खतरनाक वाला गर्म हो रहा है। मैं लिटरली नैपकिन लेके बैठा हूँ। यार जो हालत है ना, क्या ही बताऊँ तुमको। किसे ही बताओ, कौन देख ही रहा है मेरे को, और क्यों ही देखेगा। इतना बोरिंग जो गेम खेल रहा हूँ। ये केस थोड़ा अजीब और पेचीदा है। मेरे को तो लग रहा है वो जो डेप्यूटी डायरेक्टर था ना, उसी ने कांड किया। अरे 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 अरे। ओके ओके ओके। अभी तो स्टेबल हो जा। मैंने चार्जिंग तो दे दी है। FPS। हाँ। ओके। यप। हमको फिर से इससे।
Mr. Hamish, was someone from your family?
Family? No. I'm the only one with a passion for
skip
botany.
skip skip skip। ये फोटोग्राफ है दब
I
दब।
do.
He was, indeed. He worked together with Montague Dunn until the end of his life. He brought me in at the age of 12.
Did he get on well with Mr. Dunn?
No, I
हाँ।
couldn't say that. They expanded Kew Gardens together, that was all. And it was all my father's work. For Dunn always lived the high life.
So Mr. Dunn was not helping your father?
Oh, yes, he provided the financial support. And as far as he was concerned, that fulfilled his role. But the worst of it was, he declared himself as the master of Kew Gardens. Fame meant nothing to my father. So it was easy for Mr. Dunn to take all the credit.
Thank you, Mr. Hamish. We shall continue our investigation.
अभी इससे बात करेंगे। ये टकला, ये चल बता, फटाफट बता।
I perceive that you are passionate about the Royal Navy.
Passionate? No, not really. I like ships, that is all.
Are you quite sure? You do not seem to be so interested in plants.
It's difficult, that's all. My future is here. It has never been about anything else.
चल शुभ बैठ। Albert's hopes, fragments from the statues, keys of new garden, landed power. नहीं कुछ तो है सी। Select the correct answer.
I perceive.
Passionate?
Are you?
It's difficult, that's all. My future is here. It has never been about anything else.
And yet I know that the Royal Naval College rejected your application.
Ah, you truly are as clever as they say. Yes, that's correct. And in fact, my father was strongly against the idea. He did his best to ruin my plans, although I almost did succeed. But my dreams were shattered, Mr. Holmes.
Thank you, young man. We shall.
Okay. Albert. अरे नहीं। Albert's humiliations. Albert has a motive to kill his father only due to can be। मेरे को तो लग रहा है सबने मिलके प्लान बनाया। एक एक भी ऐसा मीन्स ऐसा है। वाह। तो एवरीथिंग हैज बीन लिंक्ड। अब पता नहीं कि कब ये ओपन होगा और ये सब। ये बहुत बड़ा केस है। और ये फिर से मेरा कैमरा गर्म होते हुए ये काम करते शट डाउन ब्रो। ओके।
What should we do next, Holmes?
अब क्या क्लूज ढूंढेंगे और क्या। यहाँ पे क्या है, फाइंड द स्टोलन प्लांट फ्रॉम द लास्ट रिलेशन, फाइंड द प्लांट दैट टू फाइंड आउट हु किल। हाँ, यूज टोबी टू ट्रैक द विजिबल वाइन। अरे ये कैसे भूल सकते हैं। तो फटाफट 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 फटाफट। कुछ तो क्लूज मिलेगा, कुछ तो क्लूज मिलेगा उसमें, इतना गारंटी है। चौबी चौबी आजा आजा आजा।
Come on, Toby. We have some work for you to do. Let us go to Kew Gardens.
ए तू क्या कर रहा
Someone should take Toby for a walk.
है?
Have you found something interesting?
तू कर क्या रहा है? इसको क्यों देख रहा है भाई तू? लाड़ में की गंदा वॉस्टन।
If I go there, Toby will wait for me in the cab.
अरे यार क्या यहाँ पे जाना है?
Let us take Toby to the laboratory. He will pick up the scent of this mysterious substance.
आजा आजा आजा
Search, Toby. Search.
हाँ ये दिखा, ये ओके। ये भाग भाग हम्म, हम्म, हम्म। बोला ये उस बच्चे के पास लेके जा रहा है हमको। नहीं, ये अलग लेके जा रहा है। ये क्या हुआ? नहीं, what the heck? ओ, अरे अरे अरे।
Congratulations, Toby. Now let us see what you have found.
Hidden bottle.
This is the bottle that was used in the laboratory. It was buried here. There is still some liquid remaining in the bottle, with gold flakes, a tiny caterpillar. Not surprising to see one in a garden, but at the bottom of a bottle.
चलो एग्जाम कर। हा हा, यही यही सब तो पसंद है मुझे। थोड़ा एग्जामिन एग्जामिन किया, क्लूज वूज मिला। एग्जामिन टेबल टेबल।
Let us
यस।
determine just what we have found here. Let us pour liquid from the bottle into a test tube to perform an analysis.
अरे
This
यार।
is the bottle that we found here.
ये इतना पूरा 10 ml भर गया, कुछ भी। ठीक है।
A colorless, water-based liquid. Quite a strong floral aroma.
Holmes? What are you doing?
It has a bitter taste.
What if it's poisonous?
Did you ever see poison stored in enormous jars like that? Anyway, there is a doctor nearby.
So what do you think it is?
It is some kind of organic compound. Let us vaporize the liquid and see what happens.
ओहो यार, केमिस्ट्री का एक्सपेरिमेंट यार।
Let us determine just what we have found here. Small colorless crystals. Colorless, tiny crystals that are soluble in water, with a floral smell and a bitter taste. Watson,
अरे
can you
गैस
pass
बंद
me that
कर।
small bottle, please?
रोटी के पहले पहले
you are.
गैस बंद कर।
Holmes, do you know what it is?
Wagner's reagent. There was a label on the bottle that you passed to me.
No, Holmes, I meant the bottle that we found.
Let me add the reagent and see if there is any sediment, and then I shall tell you.
वो ठीक है, पहले गैस बंद कर यार, कितना वेस्ट करेगा तू।
I need to take a pipette and make several
हाँ
drops
हाँ
of the
हाँ
reagent.
बाबा, ठीक है ठीक है। एक ही पिपेट वो सबके लिए यूज कर रहा है। नाइस। ओह
Red sediment, just as I suspected. This liquid is of organic origin. It contains some alkaloid. Most likely it is unstable, and that is why there is a quantity of gold dust to prevent contamination. This mixture is probably a fertilizer. Someone was carrying out unusual experiments in the garden's laboratory. My analysis table. It is useful for my work.
ओके फाइनल शो। चलो अब फिर से पूछताछ करेंगे उनसे। यार कितना अच्छा आएगा ये केस। मेरी नींद उड़ गई ये देख के। और
A
अपना
very
ये
good day to you, my friend. Is Inspector Lestrade in?
I'm sorry, sir, but the inspector's absent at the moment.
ये अभी तक नहीं आया। इसका कुछ सैंपल ले सकते हैं क्या? इसका कुछ नहीं। हट, क्या फायदा। चलो गार्डन में फिर से। अरे बाप, क्या खतरनाक गर्म हुआ है रे गाइस लैपटॉप। हेलो,
Just
ऐसे
be
बात
careful with the
कर।
plants during your inspection.
अरे ठीक है, बट ऐसे बात तो कर। चलो मिस वाइट को पूछता हूँ। ए मिस वाइट, हाउ डू यू डूइंग? नर्सरी में चले ना। हाँ मिस वाइट।
Poor Mr. Montague Dunn. It is so awful.
अरे यार, मेरा असिस्टेंट किधर है? हाँ, मैं तो किससे पूछूं? क्या पूछूं? इधर पूछूं?
Excuse me, but I have to tidy up this room.
अरे यार, यहाँ पे कुछ है और कुछ।
Just be careful with the plants during...
What should we do next, Holmes?
अरे मेरे को ही नहीं पता क्या करना चाहिए, मैं खुद कंफ्यूज हूँ। बस क्या क्या है? ये है सर्च आर्काइव में। नहीं 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 नहीं। ओह, वाह। अब कैसे क्या ढूंढूं? कोई नहीं समझ। नर्सरी एक बार चेक।
Nursery.
हम्म।
An award presented to Martin Hamish for Best Grower of the Year.
वाह वाह
A master's degree diploma. It belongs to Martin Hamish.
वाह। व्हाट में मास्टर है ये? यस। और कुछ है यहाँ पे?
This poster is for an exhibition that Martin Hamish was directing, but it had nothing to do with Kew Gardens. This certificate belongs to Martin Hamish. He won a horticultural competition.
वाह। एनीथिंग एंड कुछ यार, कुछ तो क्लू मिल रहा। यहाँ पे कुछ है? नहीं। यहाँ पे? कहाँ पे? ओह।
It is a bust of Montague Dunn.
हम्म। ओह।
I am curious if the marble that we found...
अरे बाप रे।
Here it is. The
हाँ,
marble fragment that we found in the
तो वो
colonial collection room
परफेक्ट
is
उधर
what
ही
they
गया है
have
जहाँ
in
पे
common.
उसको मार लगा है ना। और कुछ ये हटा सकते, ये हटा सकते।
What should we do next, Holmes?
अरे तू भी तो कुछ सजेस्ट कर ले, हर बार मेरे से ही पूछते रहता है। गड़बड़। देखते हैं अभी कुछ। ए
Oh, Mr. Montague Dunn. It is so awful.
ठीक है ठीक है, चल चलने दे। और कुछ, और कुछ, और कुछ। यहाँ पे यहाँ पे यहाँ पे नहीं, यहाँ पे मैं कुछ कर सकता हूँ अभी।
A ventilation system.
नहीं
It should regulate the temperature
नहीं
of
यार
the
यार,
staff buildings.
कुछ हिंट तो दो। अ, यार हिंट तो दो, हिंट। हिंट भी नहीं है इसमें। तो देखते कि अभी कुछ डायलॉग अनलॉक हुआ है क्या। जितना मुझे वैसा हुआ है। आई हुआ ओके तेरे वाला। हम्म।
There is a bust of Montague Dunn in the nursery.
A bust? Oh, that old thing. Further proof of that outrageous ego of his.
But why in that room in particular?
Oh, I don't know. It has always been there.
It is strange, because I recovered a fragment of the bust inside the Colonial Collection Room.
Really? Oh, well, so I am mistaken. It ought to have been removed during the cleanup. This room is so small.
Do you know who moved it?
I have no idea. Surely Mr. Dunn requested it. Do you have any more questions like this? Because fragments of rock are not my responsibility.
Evidently. Thank you, Mr. Hamish. We shall continue our investigation.
वाह।
Excuse me, but I have to tidy up this room.
ऊपरी ऊपरी। ओ सर सरकार को मेंबर ऑफ, ओके ओके ऐसा बोलना। वाह। और मैं येड़े की तरह यहाँ पे भी। चलो मेरे आर्काइव में ढूंढते कुछ क्लूज। ये क्लूज देता है ऐसा नहीं। अब मेरे को ध्यान देना चाहिए, मेरे को ध्यान देना चाहिए ये सब चीज में। माय आर्काइव्स। यप देखा। द लिस्ट ऑफ प्लांट्स, केमिस्ट्री है, पॉइजन्स एंड टॉक्सिन्स है, wounds and injuries, arts. Yep. यहाँ पे कुछ है।
That is not the one. That is. That is not. That is not the one I need. 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 That is. That is not the one I need.
अच्छा यही करेगा research poison toxin wounds and injuries.
That is not the. That is. That is. That. That is. That is not. That is not the one. That is not the one I need. That is not the one I need.
अरे
That
तो
is
क्या
not.
है?
That is. That is not the one I need.
तो ये सब तो हो गया है, और क्या चाहिए इसको भी। अरे यार ये बहुत कंजेस्टेड एरिया में ऐसा होता है ना। ठीक है ठीक है, तो ये encyclopedias, art and architecture, economic and science, technology, history, medicines. Okay,
That is not the one I need. That is not the one I need.
एक oil. Botany, exotic plants and all. These plants have certain toxins in the common or less. Okay, so this, 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 this. Only first they can be dangerous to humans. Okay. ये अभी अगर ये गिरा ना, ये काम 25 है फिर.
Here it is.
A killer may be those who stole the exotic plants from. अरे सब सब ये हो रहा है भाई. अब search for the symbols. Uh,
Here it is.
अब ठीक है. ओके, तो ये न्यूज़पेपर में रहेगा. इन 89 में. हाँ,
Here it is.
ये मिल गया. ओके.
And here is the Divine Syndicate's address. Perfect. It is time to find out what they have against Montague Dunn.
तो अभी आई गेस उनका यप. तो ये सब हो चुका है, ये सब हो चुका है, ये हो गया है. देखते हैं अभी यहाँ जाके कि क्या मिलता है हमको.
This place is beautiful, Holmes. Its
ओ
atmosphere
भाई,
is remarkably
नाइस.
smooth.
Let us find someone who could help us.
वो बंदा वहाँ पे डांस कर रहा है और क्या बोलती. अच्छी. अरे अरे भाई साहब, क्या ट्री बना है, क्या ट्री बना है. और अच्छी जूडो बीडो कराटे बिराटे बाद में क्या. पहले मेरे को बता कि तू इधर
Good
कर
day
क्या
to
रहा
you,
है.
sir. My name is Sherlock.
I am exalting the sap. A while can you wait? From the trace of elements and moreover from the quality of the ambient geotropism it depends. Therefore, please, mind my gravitropism. Its balance. Do not disturb.
Disturbed is most definitely the word.
There. Completed is the symbiosis. Welcomed you are. To introduce myself I shall. I am the Green Grand Mystic.
The Green Grand Mystic himself.
This is me. Who am I speaking to?
We are two gentlemen who are extremely interested in the vegetation philosophy that is advocated by this establishment.
Listening to you, I am.
पहले जज करेंगे टैटू एकदम मस्त वाला ड्रेस ब्रूस है पाम इंजरी एसिडिक बर्न केमिकल प्रैक्टिस वाह वाह बिसा बिसा एमटी और
We should like to take a look around, to immerse ourselves in the wisdom that emanates from here.
It is a school of anastomosis, the divine scholastic syndicate for vegetation veneration and meditation. You may say, the divine syndicate. Glory to the eukaryotic. Only true devotees, those whose hearts are ready to spermatophize in sharing of knowledge, are permitted to physically enter our vegetable kingdom and its wisdom. And to be permitted, you must earn it. Yes.
Green Grand Mystic, we are ready to become devotees and gain access to your temple.
What is the name of our Lord, our God King?
Our God King's name is Treewan, Green Grand Mystic.
Oh la, good, I like you. Here is the holy key to the wisdom place. Holy donation can you make whenever you so wish.
Thank you so much.
I pray you to taste our fertilizer substance. From the burdens of life it helps to free.
But of course.
Raw sap, it is called. It is near the entrance.
Well, we will leave you to your meditation.
ये बेल है यहाँ पे बेल है यहाँ पे बेल है मेरे को बेल बजानी वो बेल बजानी है तमंग ए आया 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 तमंग बूम मैं येड़ा हो चुका मेरे को सोना है ये वाह 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 ये तो मेरे को चाहिए था हाँ ये देखो डिस्टर्ब हुआ ए रे ए दे दे एक इधर क्या है तुम मेरे साथ ओह
A fragment of a flower pot. Fragments of a flower pot. It fell down here.
Oh. Eh?
The Kew Gardens symbol.
Tradings. Nice. ये कौन है असिस्टेंट भाई
This green grand mystic fellow seems rather suspicious, Holmes. We should search every inch of this place.
वो तो है आना मेरे पीछे आना ना हैला त्याच्यावरती लक्ष ठेवतो रे कंटिन्यू आणि अरे
That should be the raw sap that the Green Grand Mystic spoke of. It is rather delicious and of an excellent quality.
My word, Holmes. Their sap is like a form of cocaine.
हे तू आलास? वाह वाह वाह. ग्लिच झालेलं वाटतं.
The list of plant friends and benefactors,
ओहो.
lawyers, well-known manufacturers, political leaders. This door is locked, but I can try to open it.
नंतर. अरे यार ठीक है. ओके. 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 अरे मेरे को अंदर नहीं जाना, पहले तू कौन है हुई?
Osmosis and photosynthesis.
हाँ तो उसका क्या? अरे यार. क्या रिएक्शन टाइम है, क्या रिएक्शन टाइम है. ये फिर से गिरा. काय करू रे या सेटअपचं, काय करू. मित्रांनो फटाफट सबस्क्राईब करा रे. मला जरा चांगला सेटअप घेऊ दे. मी विचार करतो वेबकॅम घेऊन टाकतो एक, हे रिस्क घेण्यापेक्षा. ऑस्मोसिस,
This must be
फोटोसिंथेसिस.
Triwan, the Divine Syndicate's god.
You came to make a donation? You came to
नो
make a donation?
नो. यहाँ पे टॉर्च. अरे
These,
हाँ.
these, these instruments are used for smoking opium.
अरे अरे अरे. ओपीएम जिसको पता है उसको पता है, मैं बताने नहीं वाला.
This substance is an alkaloid, the same as in the bottle we found in the bushes at Kew Gardens. This cabinet is full of chemicals. They are the same as the ones we found in the laboratory at Kew Gardens.
ये अरे 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 एकदम भारी वाला सिस्टम बनाया रे इसमें. कंडेंसर
That would be enough
प्लेट
to
बोलते हैं
perform the
इसको.
most difficult of chemical experiments.
एक्सट्रैक्शन यहाँ पे ये होता है, कंडक्ट होता है. सो यहाँ से बॉईल होता है. यहाँ पे वो दिख रहा है यहाँ पे. ये जो परफेक्ट पीछे है वहाँ पे बॉईल होता है, फिर वो कर्ल में जाके धीरे धीरे कंडेंस होता है. फिर जो ऐसा वाला है, ये वाला, ये मेरे एग्जैक्ट हेड के ऊपर ये वाला, वहाँ पे अब एक स्पेशल एब्जॉर्बर केमिकल रहता है. और फिर यहाँ से इवेपोरेट होके वहाँ पे वो वाले, ये वाले बॉटल में कलेक्ट होता है. हाँ नाइस ना. और कुछ.
A vast amount of opium.
वाह. और कुछ है यहाँ पे? नहीं नहीं दिख तो नहीं रहा. ओह
caterpillars.
Aha,
They are
the
raised as
same.
food for certain plants. Let's take them.
Wow. और कुछ है?
This green grand mystic fellow seems rather suspicious, Holmes. We should search every inch of this place.
ठीक है, ठीक है.
A tropical plant. Nothing of interest. A
No.
tropical plant. Nothing of interest. A tropical plant. Nothing of interest.
और एक फिर से
A tropical plant. Nothing of interest.
और यहाँ पे गए.
A tropical plant. Nothing of interest. A tropical plant. Nothing of interest.
तो क्या है इंटरेस्ट वाला? तो बता.
These three plants are identical to the ones shown at the exhibition. I shall take them.
चीनी पर उछल ले रहा है. This is Sherlock Holmes. है, मेरे को चाहिए, मैं लूँगा. भाई तेरे को आने तो आके ले ले. क्या ही बोले. Let's see. अब हमको क्या क्या मिला है? Fruit, Albert thinking, deadly plant stolen, poisoning नहीं. किसी के साथ नहीं होता. ठीक है. नहीं. नहीं. Poison is sufficient ingredient. Set up the killer. Set up the alkaloids from the chemical laboratory and the caterpillar and perform an experiment with the deadly plant. तो अभी I guess हमको
Perfect,
जाना
Watson.
रहेगा.
We can begin our experiment.
Where? सबसे पहली चीज where? चलो अब फिर से अपने घर पे. और यार 2 बजने आया फिर भी केस सॉल्व. 2 बज गया फिर भी केस सॉल्व नहीं हुआ. चलो.
I imagine that one of these plants would be capable of releasing a toxic vapor. I need to find out exactly how it could be done. I shall begin now. Watson, if you are at all optimistic to have dinner this evening, then I'd recommend that you put on the gas mask.
मुझे तो डाउट आ रहा है इस पे ही.
A carnivorous plant. A prickly plant. This is a strange and unusual plant.
अरे.
This plant becomes inactive after being drenched with alkaloid. This plant becomes inactive after being drenched with alkaloid.
तो यही बचा.
It appears to open after being soaked with alkaloid. It closed again. I believe I saw a small cloud of gas. I wonder what secrets this plant is hiding. Perhaps if we agitate it to a greater extent whilst it is opened, it will reveal a little more. I find the behavior of predators utterly fascinating. How interesting. What a strong
Oh,
and effective defensive mechanism. I am interested in what might occur
है वो
if the
literally
prickly
अपना
plant should shoot at it.
वाह वाह वाह
It appears no reaction. It closed again. I believe I saw a small cloud of gas. I wonder what secrets this plant is hiding. Perhaps if we agitate it to a greater extent whilst it is opened, it will reveal a little more. I am interested in what might occur if the prickly plant should shoot at it.
oh
My
but
word,
uh,
it shot a spike at me after I stabbed it with a pin. I imagined that its reaction would be ferocious.
okay
It appears to open after being soaked with alkaloid. This plant seems to have had no reaction from the caterpillars. This plant seems to have had no reaction from the caterpillars. It closed again. I believe I saw a small...
अरे
I wonder...
यार
I am interested.
अब क्या करूँ एक सेकंड कुछ तो रहेगा कुछ तो रहेगा
It
पिन
appears to...
पिन ही है ओके
My word. It shot a spike at me after I stabbed it with a pin. I imagined that its reaction would be ferocious if
ओके ओके
toxic gas with spores.
ओहो हो
Extraordinary.
ओके
The plants would be capable of killing only if they were directly next to the victim and stimulated at precisely the right moment.
Let us take our caterpillars to the Colonial Collection Room. We may see things more clearly there.
It is too early, Watson. Our suspects will be there. Let us investigate Kew Gardens one more time and ask some questions.
वाह 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 हम्म, nothing till now nothing till now ये लो बहुत डिफिकल्ट केस हो गया ये
Can you tell me if you saw Mr. Montague Dunn on the day of his death?
Yes, of course. I met him, and we went to see Albert, his son, at around 9:30. He appeared quite calm.
What were you doing on the morning of the accident?
After paying multiple visits to Albert, I had a little talk with Miss White. Then I returned to my desk to complete some paperwork. Suddenly I observed that Mr. Dunn was not feeling well, so I ran immediately to fetch Albert. I clearly remember that it was around 10:30, for I was late that morning.
Thank you, Mr. Hamish. We shall continue our investigation. Your father's death does seem highly suspicious. What were your movements here on that day?
Suspicious? Well, I was working in the seed house, taking care of Lysa something, or Lear Pontus, or... No, wait. Ah, these Latin names. And I spent so many hours trying to memorize them.
Did you see your father that day?
Yes. He came here with Mr. Hamish for his weekly visit. There was nothing unusual about that.
And then?
Nothing. They stepped out to the backyard. It was perhaps 20 minutes before 10 o'clock. Then about 10 minutes later, I saw my father heading for the dry tropics room while Mr. Hamish returned here.
And Mr. Hamish and Miss White, what were they both doing that morning?
Mr. Hamish visited me a couple of times. I also saw him returning from talking with Miss White, and that was at 10 minutes past 10. But then he ran back here to me to tell me that my father was feeling unwell. We hurried across to the water lily room, and I found my father lying dead on the floor. Oh my God.
Thank you, young man.
यार
We shall
ये
see you again soon.
ये स्टेटमेंट में तो मेरे को मिस वाइट ये हो रही है, लग रही है सस्पिशियस। क्योंकि दोनों का तो जस्टिफाई कर देते हैं, बट ये इसका नहीं जस्टिफाई करता। शिट।
Can you tell me what Mr. Dunn was doing upon the day of his death?
I can, but there is nothing very special to say. I was in the laboratory when I saw Mr. Dunn heading towards me. Tuesday is the day of his weekly visit. It was supposed to be at 9, but he was 10 minutes late, as usual.
And then?
Well, he came in to say good morning. Then I saw him spend 2 or 3 minutes by the plants outside the laboratory. After that, he ran out in the direction of the nursery, where Mr. Hamish was working. He was always in a rush during the inspection, you see. I would pity anyone who stood in his way.
And that was the last time you saw him?
Yes. I stayed in the laboratory until 20 minutes to 11, when I heard the cries of Albert to Mr. Hamish from the large glass house.
I joined them as soon as I could, for I knew that something must be very wrong.
What exactly were you doing in the laboratory?
I was recording an experiment for my thesis. I only stopped my work once when Mr. Hamish visited me briefly around 10 o'clock.
You say you were recording an experiment when the tragedy occurred. Might I listen to the roll?
Certainly. Please do. You will find it in the laboratory. It is number 320.
Thank you, miss.
Okay.
Everyone has gone, Holmes. The way is clear.
No, it wasn't like that.
Okay.
When Montague Dunn was standing close by the plants, the caterpillars were released and caused the deadly spores to activate. Panicking, and likely already half asphyxiated, Montague Dunn started back and knocked over the bust. He rushed to the door, but it was locked. He had to force it open with his shoulder. We already know the outcome. Montague Dunn collapsed and died not far from the pool. Well, it is time to perform our experiment on the ventilation system.
Okay, sahab. Okay. Shit. Ventilation room. अरे यार मैं उल्टा आ गया हट.
First of all, I need to visit the colonial collection room to see how those caterpillars dropped onto the deadly plants.
ओह, तो एक काम करता हूँ, मैं पहले रोल सुन लेता हूँ, राइट?
I don't hear anything.
Well, ओके, तो रोल का अभी तक ये नहीं हुआ.
Here it is.
मिल गया रोल. ओके, तो रोल सुनने के पहले
These plants, classified as shrubs or grasses, have adapted to their arid environment due to a system of underground roots.
This recording seems very long. It is unnecessary to listen to all of it. Miss White was in the laboratory, as she told us.
ओके.
Farmhouse.
अरे चल.
The caterpillars could only fall from the ventilation duct. Our caterpillars are in place. I'll activate the ventilation system so that they...
All right, Holmes.
The power is on. The engine cannot be started whilst the transmission is active. The engine has started. The ventilation system is working.
Now we need to see if we can activate the fans from Mr. Hamish's and Albert's space.
Oh. Oh. अरे कितना घूम घूम के जाना पड़ रहा है यार। वाह। जितना मेरे को पता है ये यहाँ से ऐसे चल ओके तो
We can see
ये
the interior of the Colonial Collection Room from this window. Excellent. This ventilation fan is working. Let us see if I can activate the other one. See.
Okay.
Perfect. Now I just need to find Watson to check the result.
Okay. It works perfectly, Holmes. Bravo. Now, if you could just help me to get rid of these caterpillars.
Perfect. Now we know how the murder of Montague Dunn was carried out, by activating both Albert's and Mr. Hamish's fans.
But only from Mr. Hamish's workplace would it be possible to see when Montague Dunn entered the Colonial Collection Room. What should we do next, Holmes?
ये एक लास्ट डायलॉग करते हैं गाइस और फिर निकलता हूँ। मेरे को बहुत नींद जैसा हो रहा है। That's it.
Do you have friends at Kew Gardens?
None. Not worthy there.
Nevertheless, we have seen Kew Gardens flower pots in your yard. How could they happen to be there?
What? Our sacred place you permitted yourself to search? Sacrilege.
No, really now. There was a theft of plants at Kew Gardens a matter of days ago, and we believe the pots we found here may be connected with it. Please tell us, were you involved?
No. Those plants were ours. They had stolen them from us.
How so?
Their director, Dump, I believe.
Done.
Yes, that's what I said. He borrowed from us 3 of our sisters for the exhibition at his green fly-infested gardens. But he never gave them back to us. Excuses and imbecility. So we went in and saved them.
I see. So, if you stole those rare plants from them, then it means... I get it. Bravo, Holmes. I think the case is solved.
No, we did not steal. We saved. Well, as a matter of fact, we were unable to find our 3 plants.
I beg your pardon. And yet you took all of the exotic plants from the stand.
They had disappeared. It was the least we could do. They stole our sisters, and so we stole theirs.
Well, we will leave you to your meditation.
ओहो, कैमरा फिर से बंद।
Let's go to Scotland Yard.
A very good day to you, my friend. Is Inspector Lestrade in?
The inspector's waiting for you in his office.
वाह वाह वाह। अब उसका ऑफिस किधर है?
Inspector, I believe that Martin Hamish is guilty of the murder of Montague Dunn.
Aha! I knew it. I'll send the lads around to arrest him.
Very good. I shall wait to hear from you.
Phew. Okay, okay. I guess case solve हो रहा है. Not say fully. क्योंकि जिस तरह से कैसे हो रहा है सीन देखते हैं.
Inspector, I came here as quickly as I could.
Martin Hamish is in the large glass house. There's no need to hurry.
Holmes, my God!
Oh,
Yes,
shit.
we found him like that.
Oh,
Our messing around with the
shit.
ventilation system didn't go unnoticed. Mr.
Okay.
Hamish realized that we knew.
Inspector, could you arrange the body, please? I should like to examine it.
No, 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 no. Ah, something is fishy. Okay, this is the later. Life has become a living all I found. एक सेकंड यहाँ पे कुछ है। ओह ये नहीं लग रहा है। ओके ओके खाली देते इसको। ओके थोड़ा suspicious लग
The
रहा है।
mark around the neck is very visible. He died instantly.
Yep.
Holmes, his left shoe is unique. This anomaly is often a characteristic of...
A club foot. Bravo, Watson. That is the key element of this case.
अब का हो गया ठीक है The Martin was unable to run due to the fears so therefore we should find out अच्छा को वाह ये बहुत बड़ा केस है गाइस ये बहुत बड़ा केस यार क्या स्मूथ बन गया यार ये वो प्लास्टिक निकाल के
What should we do next, Holmes?
oh shit hey
Mr. Holmes?
so please यार क्या स्मूथ बन चुका है गाइस मैंने अभी लिटरली वो माउस के जो ग्रिप पे प्लास्टिक रहता है वो निकाला एंड यार ये इतना स्मूथ बन
We
गया
can
ना
see the interior of the colonial collection room from this window.
ओ शिट एकदम मक्खन बन गया यार गाइस मैं लिटरली थोड़ा सा स्वाइप करता हूँ तो एकदम स्वाइप हो जाता है नाइस मजा आ गया ओ भाई ओके ये है क्या
See.
मैडम जी नहीं है आता क्या अब let's try it ओके इंस्पेक्टर से कुछ बात करनी है।
Something about this rings very oddly.
Why do you say that, Mr. Holmes?
Why? Because of Mr. Hamish's club foot. Oh, I deserve to be kicked from here to Charing Cross. I should have noticed it.
But, Mr. Holmes, I can't see why.
No, I don't suppose you do. You must recall that Mr. Dunn was locked inside the Colonial Collection Room by the murderer. If it was Mr. Hamish, he would have had to run up to his workplace to trigger the fan situated above it, taking into consideration the condition of his foot.
Well, it is still possible.
Perhaps, but it is rather strange that such a person as Mr. Hamish decided to base his plan on the speed of his gait.
You mean to say that somebody helped him?
So the suicide is questionable?
Correct. Mr. Hamish accuses only himself in his letter, and so the investigation stops.
Possibly an accomplice, then? That idea had not occurred to me, Mr. Holmes.
I have another idea, Inspector. Thanks to the testimony that we have collected, we are able to rebuild the events as they took place that day.
With a timeline, such as we did in the Jack the Ripper case.
Precisely.
The map at the entrance of Kew Gardens should help us with our timeline.
Let us analyze the facts and statements so that we may recreate the events of that morning.
Okay, Martin Hemisphere was
Let us summarize. Montague Dunn was poisoned inside the Colonial Collection Room. He forced open the door, which means that someone locked him inside there at 10:20. Martin Hamish was last seen at 10:10. This means that he has approximately 10 minutes to lock the door of the Colonial Collection Room. Given that he was club-footed, it is doubtful. Albert also has 10 minutes to lock the door of the Colonial Collection Room, which is quite enough time. Miss White was last seen at 10 o'clock, which means that she had approximately 20 minutes to lock the door. More than enough time. Perfect, Watson. Now, let us ascertain who assisted Martin Hamish in killing Montague Dunn.
सो गाइस मैंने डिसाइड किया है कि मैं वो लेडी को सस्पेक्ट करूंगा क्योंकि वो
But
कि
Holmes, how can you be certain that we'll find Miss White here?
It is obvious, Watson. Just use your brain.
I am using it. I do use it.
Now that the rope has tightened around Martin Hamish, Miss White must act to erase all traces of her implication. After the suicide of her accomplice, there is one final trace remaining: the deadly plants of the Divine Syndicate. She will be there.
Very good. Shall we go?
Just one moment. Now listen to me, Watson. I shall see her alone. You will conceal yourself behind her, quietly.
Whatever are you planning?
Nothing spectacular. The impulses of women have always been a mystery to me, but she is a bold one, and so we must be cautious.
All right. You can count on me, Holmes.
okay.
Mr. Holmes, good day to you.
You do not seem surprised, Miss White.
Well, I was expecting you.
Not for too long, I believe. So please tell me, as it is still unclear, who planned the murder? Was it you?
You were wrong, Mr. Holmes.
It was Martin Hamish, then. You managed to convince him to take on a more prominent role.
You could not be further from the truth.
You think that you can fool me?
You don't care what I think.
It is difficult to care about someone who is capable of pushing a man to his suicide. It is over, Miss White. The police will be here any minute.
Over, perhaps. One moment you were here, and the next, you were on the other side.
The other side? No! Stop!
Oh my God. W.
I beg you not to do this, Miss White.
Don't come any closer.
Okay. Okay. W.
Please remain calm. We can help you.
Not one step further. Don't try to stop me.
Hmm. W.
Stop this foolishness. You cannot truly want to die.
No, it's too late.
Okay. अरे shit. अरे यार shit.
Are you able to?
I'm afraid not.
Shit यार shit shit. Replay. I want to replay ending. I want to replay. अरे यार मेरे को बचाना है उसको. मेरे को बचाना है उसको कुछ भी करके. यार. I want to save her. Okay. तो ये जो है fight up from this skip फटाफट skip. ओके. मुझे लगा था ये केस बहुत आगे आगे तक जाएगा.
You.
Okay. Now be ready, Swapna.
I beg you not to do this, Miss White.
Don't come any closer.
Please remain calm. We can help
Okay.
you.
Not one step further. Don't try to stop me.
Stop this foolishness. You cannot truly want to die.
Abhi, and I am here right now. Go. Okay.
Well
बचा
done,
लिया.
Watson. She was not
Not
faking.
faking.
Miss White, you have no right to take your own life.
Dr. Watson? Did you just save me? Or worse?
Okay, let's see. Yes! तो हमने ये मिशन भी सक्सेसफुली कंप्लीट कर लिया है. And let's accept this decision and let's go forward. और आज का हमारा ये वाला मिशन कंप्लीट हो चुका. हमको लिटरल 3 घंटे लग गए ये मिशन कंप्लीट करने के लिए. सीरियसली यार, सीरियसली. ओके वी विल कंटिन्यू एग्जिट एंड फिर हम स्ट्रीम एंड करेंगे जल्द से जल्द. I don't want to take a glance of the next this okay, but yeah.
Where are you going, Holmes? Have you been invited?
Okay. ये हम कल देखेंगे. आई होप कि वो ये सेव हो, वरना क्या है खेल लेंगे थोड़ा सा. तो ओके वी विल स्विच टू कैमरा मोड. एंड हमने आज सक्सेसफुली अपना जो ये है क्या बोलते हैं उसको मिशन जो है वो सक्सेसफुली हमने क्लियर कर लिया है. मुझे लगा कि हम आधे में छोड़ देंगे. एंड we did this mission in 2 hours 45 minutes. तो इसी बात पे यार स्ट्रीम को लाइक करना, क्योंकि यार 3 घंटा एक केस सॉल्व करने के लिए. ओ माय गॉड, ये इंटरेस्टिंग बनते जा रहा है. इसके नेक्स्ट पार्ट्स भी खेलेंगे. अगर तुमको पसंद आ रहा है ये मेरा गेम प्ले तो ज़रूर कमेंट करना. मैं कुछ सारे कमेंट, सारे पोस्ट, सारे सब कुछ देखते रहता हूँ लिटरली 2 मिनट पे. और यहाँ पे अपना सब्सक्राइबर्स गोल है तो प्लीज़ कंप्लीट करना. 150 सब्सक्राइबर्स बहुत जल्द से जल्द हमको पहुँचना है. उसके बाद अगला टारगेट भी करने वाले हैं जल्द से जल्द. तो थैंक यू सो मच फॉर वॉचिंग. अगर इतना देख रहे हो कंटिन्यू वीडियो तो प्लीज़ शेयर करना इस वीडियो को अपने फ्रेंड्स के साथ और उनको भी सब्सक्राइब करने बोलना. थैंक यू सो मच फॉर वॉचिंग. मिलता हूँ आपसे अगले स्ट्रीम में. तब तक के लिए बाय बाय. टेक केयर. लव यू सो मच. बाय.